We start afresh. Just go through your motion and then it will be seconded.
Yeah. The House notes that the Local Content Act was primarily intended to promote local players in the oil and gas industry and protect them against unfair practices, tending to give their foreign counterparts dominance and advantage in the oil and gas industry in Nigeria. Also notes that all transactions and contracts between the federal government and contractors on one hand, and the contracts among themselves on the other hand, are regulated by a policy of 60-40 ratio in payment, thus 60% payment in dollars and 40% in naira. Concerned by the new policy that requires 100% payment in naira to local contractors, even when the government and foreign contractors still maintain the practice of 60-40 payment in dollars in their transactions. Also concerned by the fact that the new policy stipulated an exchange rate of 250 naira to the dollar. Aware that the local contractors in many contracts and transactions still procure and pay for items and services in dollars and now have to secure and have to source for foreign currency in the parallel markets. Further concerned that if this policy is not reviewed, it will throw many local contractors out of business, thereby defeating the purpose of the Local Content Act. This House resolves to mandate the committees on petroleum resources upstream, petroleum resources downstream, gas resources, and local content to interface with the agencies and stakeholders in the oil and gas industry on the policy with a view to avoiding the concomitant losses and hardship the policy will visit on the indigenous companies and report back to the House within 6 weeks. I so move. Henry Nwawuba, and I represent the enterprising people of Mbitolu, Ikedru Federal Constituency. I am from Imo State. My dear colleagues, what I present before you here today is a people-centered motion that basically seeks to save our local vendors in the oil and gas industry.
Honorable members, please allow the House leader to concentrate.
You will recall
please
that most
take your
foreign
seat.
procurements within the oil and gas industry is usually given out at an agreed rate of 60-40, meaning that the payments will come in twofold, 60% dollar and 40% naira. My dear colleagues, it will interest you to know that as of today, most of the oil and gas companies are converting the payments in full to our local vendors to naira. And worrisome is that they are using unfavorable exchange rates. If, as a responsible House, we leave this unchanged or unchecked, it basically means that most of our local vendors will be running at a loss, and in no time, they will all fold up their businesses. Therefore, the simple prayer that this motion is seeking to establish is that we should call all the stakeholders and have a roundtable discussion to see why our local vendors are getting the short end of the stick when it comes to this payment in terms of 60-40 dollar-naira ratio. I so submit, honorable colleagues.
Ayes have it.